What is the biggest men-women double standard? I work a weird schedule that gives me lots of weekdays off while the wife works a regular MF job. I take my kids to the park a lot. I am the only guy there watching kids at the park in the middle of the day while there are several cliques of horse around watching their kids too. I often see them whispering together while starting at me, pointing me out to each other or otherwise giving me the stinky. I have been flat out walked up and contacted by the cops twice asking if I have kids at the park. Also seen several other instances of seeing cops slowly rolling by in their cruisers eyeballing me. WTF. I am a random normal looking dude at the park while my kids are playing on the monkey bars. Not really a double standard, but I wish men had as many fashion options as women did. As a father, it's apparently a minor miracle when I was taking care of my kids myself if my wife was at work or out for the night. I'm their dad. It's my job. Maybe it's generational. I'm in my early 50s. When I first got married I worked full-time and went to school full-time. Husband worked full-time but didn't go to school. My mother and mother-in-law would always comment on how I needed to be a better housekeeper. Lost on them was the fact that husband did nothing to help around the house. Female friends and co-workers had similar stories, so I just assumed it was like that for most women. Sexual assault. Now, thankfully, women are starting to be taken seriously when they're assaulted. When a man is sexually assaulted by a woman, people react like "but." Men always want that. And laugh. Society and its attitude to grape. Man grapes woman equals prison, and rightfully so. Woman grapes man equals lol. Isn't he lucky he got hard so he wanted it, you. Man grapes man equals lol. Don't drop the soap. Gross. Woman grapes woman equals doesn't exist, actually does. Though in some countries not illegal. Why doesn't all grape result in prison? I went to a Catholic high school. Girls who got pregnant we asked to leave because it was against our Catholic belief to have sex before marriage, but the fathers of the children were not asked to leave. Women are automatically trusted around strangers' children. Men are automatically distrusted around strangers' children. Long hair. No one bars an eye at a girl with long hair. But it's unprofessional for a guy to have it. I know a guy who had long hair and applied at McDonald's. The manager asked if he'd cut his hair. He asked if the girls working there had to cut theirs. He didn't get the job. As a woman, why do my nipples have to stay a deep, dark secret but men can walk around shirtless all day? Why are bobs so offensive? As a woman, me not wanting to have children and wanting to focus on a stable career is selfish but is perfectly acceptable for a man. I'm still a teenager and my dad got into an argument with his girlfriend's sister, let's call her Sarah. Sarah started screaming and punched and scratched my dad all over his arms and my dad only pushed her away. She called the cops saying my dad assaulted her. Well, the cops show up and arrest my dad. As he's being placed in cuffs he says look at my arms to the cop. They were all scratched up and the cop let my dad go, but Sarah didn't even get in trouble. I was also a witness and told the cop my story. Cop left saying for my dad to stay away from Sarah or he will be arrested. I thought this whole situation was so ducked. Ladies can call their friends their girlfriends but a man can't call his friends his boyfriends. Not fair. Comma. I've worked in two industries that are largely dominated by women. Customer service and pharmacy. Both in staff and leadership. They were both around 60-70% female. Nearly all of the sexism that exists in the modern workplace gets co-opted by women. Women interrupt the men in my meetings. Men who are assertive are seen as being big digs, while women are treated better. I've been told by female supervisors to smile. I think 90% of sexism isn't sexism. It's whoever happens to be in powerism. As women gain in power, they're going to do the exact same thing that they criticize men for doing now. The one I hate the most has to deal with adjustments. If a woman adjusts her bra breasts in public most people won't even notice. It kinda goes unseen. But, oh no. If I adjust my gonads then I'm some kind of weird pervert who can't stop touching himself. The looks you get make you feel like a creep. Women's pants have useless pockets but they tend to carry around more stuff. Dress standards for getting into bars clubs. A woman can get in wearing 2 feet of paracord tied to a square foot of fabric with a sardine tin lid tied to each foot with dental floss. A man needs to be wearing enclosed leather, non-trainer shoes with dress shorts and a respectable shirt. I graduated college last June. The last couple of months took a toll and my wonderful wife stayed home with 2 kids and did everything around the house. When I graduated everyone told me how it must have been tough on me the last 2 months. My wife just finished her last exam last Thursday and I've been taking care of the kids and the house for the last 2 months. After her exam everyone kept talking about how hard it must have been on me. Men have to register for the draft but women do not have to register for anything equivalent. Be it civil service or something else. Too many to count. First one that comes to mind is parenting. Stop giving me dirty looks at the playground cause I'm a man. I'm here with my kids just like you, lady. Something that annoys the shit out of me, female, is the assumption that the wives will enjoy get-togethers in the kitchen or living room with the other wives while the men hang out in the backyard or garage. I like beer. I don't like wine and I don't like gossip or talking about recipes or shopping act. Truth is, I'd rather not be confined inside when I'm visiting someone's house. I get a bit claustrophobic and would rather be drinking beers in a lawn chair outside than talking about the cute outfits as and found on a clearance rack. It's usually not a big deal. But there's always that couple who tries to separate everyone by 6 when they host a party and I'm stuck not really enjoying myself. That girls kissing at a party is totally straight and hot. While one time I suck my homie's big dick and I'm considered gay. If a woman enjoys sex with men, that is fine. If I enjoy having sex with men, I'm all of a sudden gay. Women can't have leg hair but men can. Guys often ask if I'm just in college to find a husband and miss his degree. Nobody would ever ask a guy if he went to college to find a wife. The one that gets me is adolescent boy bands. Adult women basically throw themselves at these boys and become utterly obsessed. Men can't do that because it's creepy, but it's okay if a woman does it. I think it's creepy either way. On shows like The Talk, if the guest is a muscular dude, their physique will inevitably come up and they end up getting ogled and felt up by the female hosts. I guarantee that switching the genders would result in the social suicide of every guy on the stage, followed by getting sued to hell and back. Stay-at-home dad taking care of our 2 children. 1 newborn and a 3-year-old. Apparently, if I was a woman I'd be a hero. Instead I'm a deadbeat who mooches off of my wife. Having a strong opinion and willing to state it. A man is showing leadership. A woman is a rick. My wife makes a lot more money than me. I'm in liberal arts academia, grad school, and always fighting for funding, scholarships, etc. I've had female profs say that I don't need a particular job or scholarship because my wife has a good career. That infuriates me to no end because I know they would lose their collective shit if the tables were turned. I'm a guy that hates beer and prefers cider. Always get called a pussy for it and only women drink cider. But hey, I couldn't give less ducks. I'm not drinking something that I consider disgusting to appear manly. Sex and violence. Women that have lots of sex are sleuths and men that hit women are pieces of shit. But a guy having lots of sex is no big deal and a girl slapping her boyfriend makes you think he ducked up. Why can't women have lots of sex? Because they enjoy it like men. And why do we more readily accept a woman hitting a man? Someone states a double standard and then another poster proves them right through their arguments against the double standard existing at all. Homelessness and mental illness. I know a lot more men who have gone days without food or slept outside. Society treats older women and single moms like shit too. If a man has a small big dick, it's just a big ducking joke. If a woman has a small big dick, she's exotic and sexy. commercials are the worst. Anytime there is a cleaning product, it acts like men are completely clueless. I do all the laundry, cook all the meals and keep the house in somewhat order. Yet these commercials tell everyone that I am incompetent compared to my wife. Also those commercials in which a guy wants to fix something and the woman laughs at him. If it had been done the other way, the company would have been run out of business with all of the complaints. Men are not trusted to cook at home, but many restaurants and cooking competition shows have many male chefs who are perfectly good cooks. Cleaning. If you come into a couple's home and it's dirty, it's always perceived to be the woman's fault. Domestic abuse. Girl hits guy, it's funny. Guy hits girl, he's in jail. Drunk women are unable to consent to sex. Judgment impaired. Not responsible for their actions. Drunk men are totally responsible for their sex decisions. Their impaired judgment is no excuse. Long hair. Not a week passes without someone saying you need a haircut, or how much longer are you gonna let that go? Bro. I'm not letting go of anything. Keeping this looking nice is work. Men can be shirtless in public. Women can't. Women are allowed to be sensitive and cry. Men aren't. Unless they want to be seen as weak. When women have attractiveness standards equals you go girl. When men have attractiveness standards equals stop shaming any. Woman grabs man's butt in public and it's funny cute. Man grabs woman's butt in public and women and children get off the boat first. Female sexual predators get extremely lenient sentences versus male sexual predators. Being good with kids, liking kids.